Are we witnessing a certain favorable shift in power or the say between brands? Are we seeing it shift from the side of the brand to the side of the creators?
There's a shift of power. And I see it maybe on two dimensions, especially when I think about the influencer side and maybe speaking from my experience. I think we're getting to the point where, especially where influencers are concerned, I think there's a certain sort of discernment starting to happen from the brand side, which is they're starting to realize that influencers were basically mercenaries. Yeah, these guys are hired guns. They're available for the dollar, and they have no care for the brand. They're not there to create, really meaningful content. It's literally a transaction, right? There's no buy-in to the brand. It's a transaction. And then we find also that on the influencer side, and I'm talking again for myself, I don't know whether this cascades across to the rest, but when I look at some of the billings that we're doing nowadays versus, let's say, even a year ago, it's scary. Meaning, it's as if brands have finally understood that the influencer or the content creator or the key opinion leader is so vital and important to a campaign that you're now sort of throwing in numbers with a lot of zeros and no one is flinching. Yeah, they don't even come back and negotiate, which is scary.
And this is in terms of the quotes that
the billings, the ones that you're sending as they say, look, this is the brief. You come back with a quote or proposal, and it's not like you're doing a Hail Mary. You're kind of looking at it and saying, I think my work is gonna be worth this amount,
right?
And these are the deliverables. And they come back, okay, seems okay,
right?
Yeah. So how do we pay you? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like there's a shift in power, meaning that influencers are now actually commanding what I call almost media-like credit cards. Yeah, we're actually able to throw numbers, and there's a realization to that. Another thing that I'm seeing that is really weird is it's no longer about purely the number of followers you have. It's about the influence you wield around the following. And that is weird because all along it's been like, so how many followers do you have when they call you for a brief? And now it's like, no, we respect you for what you are and where you are and who you speak to. And we think you have value for this reason. Right. So someone like me who maybe collectively has 100,000 across the platforms may get the same billing as somebody with 1 million, but they are mass market, whereas I'm speaking to a niche, And the best one was the other day, we got a brief for an engagement I'm currently involved in. And I think the first slide was me and a few other people in my tech space. And they literally labeled the different categorizations. Like, this is content creator, this is blah, 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 YouTuber, these are TikTokers. Do you know what they put for me and my guys?
What?
They called us detractors on the brief. Meaning, now this is profound, because what it's basically saying is the brand is now saying, we know sometimes you hate on us. We know that you speak truth. But now we're saying we want you on board. And I suspect what they're saying is that you're not necessarily going to say great things, but at least you're going to write about us. And that means they don't mind the negative sentiment or authentic truth in your content. And they literally labeled us as detractors, because we're the few people who say, if this thing is bad, we say it's bad. We're not here to placate you. We're not there to make you feel good about yourself when the product is bad. And because I kind of I've always had that approach where you speak truth and you're not too worried about missing out on the next influencer engagement because you spoke truth. But what you notice is the same content you write that speaks truth gets incredible engagement. And people are like, thank you for telling us the truth. Or now I know what I didn't know. So it's profound because brands, I think, are now starting to sort of ask themselves the question, is it always just about the followers or the guy who speaks the right way? Or is it also seeking people who can speak authentically about what's actually working or not, and literally paying you for that? Now that is different.